microphone. Who this?
Looking like a bad bitch, sounding like a bad bitch. We ready. All right. You are now tuned in to the motherfucking Ambition Hour podcast on Worth the Wait Radio. You ready?
It's the Ambition Hour, baby. It's the Ambition Hour, baby. It's the Ambition Hour, baby.
Yo, and welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves, and this is episode 142.
We ended it. Does up.
I am so excited. As always, I am always excited to do this thing that we call the Ambition Hour podcast. Like I said, I am your beautiful, lovely host, Claudia Renee, and I am joined by my co-host, Jav 600 in the building.
You already know what it is. Hop 600, Ben 600, in this bitch.
I know that's right.
Shit.
I know I'm motherfucking wrong.
Shit, I feel good because I got the gold mic now. You know what I mean?
Well, now I got the gold mic now. I'm really excited. I wanted to say, for those of you that don't know and who listen to the podcast and maybe have never heard the backstory, Jav is my younger brother. So that's my blood. That's my brother. He's my A1. He's
That's my slime. That's my
yeah.
slime.
He's my B mic. He's the executive producer. He is literally the one behind everything that has to do with the audio, the visual, the everything. So shout out to Jav for that. I appreciate you each and every single week, Jav.
Listen, in the 90s, y'all had y'all had Brandy and Ray J, and now in the 2020s, you got Audi and Jav. So this is how you're going to have to deal with it.
I know that's right. Can we get a round of applause for yourself, Jav, please? He has to give himself his... Because he's also my soundboard guy. Because imagine me having to do the soundboard. Listen, I don't know how well that would be. So I'm going to start the episode how I always start it.
Let's do it.
And it's by saying what I am grateful for.
Talk to them, Audi. Talk to them.
This week, I am extremely grateful for...
No, we got to do it again.
Yes, it's because it's like... Okay, the first thing that comes to my mind, honestly, is the beach.
The beach.
Yes. I went to
the beach because my beach is better. Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. I went to the beach the other day, and it was just so, like, refreshing and so, like...
I wonder why.
Liberating.
Hennessy was there. That's why.
Yes,
Hey,
Hennessy was definitely involved in the beach. It was. I went like a little after 5, so the sun was already down. It wasn't as hot. There was a nice little breeze. You get like that, fresh air in ya. Especially, I'm technically still quarantining. So I'm still in quarantine. I would say I feel because I don't go I don't really go anywhere unless like I go to the store or like
take a few steps back.
I guess I used the wrong word, but
This girl said I'm quarantining, but I was at the beach. Bruh.
well, no, because okay. So I'm not quarantining. What I'm doing is that I'm at the house a lot. Huh? So I'm at the house a lot. So then being at the beach was very refreshing, fresh air, being around people. It was really nice. Like how Jav said, there was Hennessy involved, so that was nice. I got to meditate.
And a witness of a crime.
Oh, for real! A freaking crime went down and everything. It was crazy. But yeah,
Adrenaline started rushing. You should have seen my sister.
it was.
I wasn't there.
Yeah,
I wasn't there. Yeah.
But I did tell him about it when I got home, so it was a little crazy. It was funny because
it was like I was there.
Yeah, motherfuckers was hella drunk. Not me, the people, and they called the police.
Allegedly.
And they ended up. I guess it was like a fight that insinuated or something. Motherfuckers can't do shit. Once it gets a little dark on the beach, things just don't always go well. And it didn't go well for those people. Both of them got handcuffs, so I don't know what the fuck happened. I left before I could find out. Because, listen, that ain't none of my business. But, yeah, I'm definitely grateful for the beach. For those of you that know, I love going by myself, and I love just vibing, and I love I love getting in the water. I'm going to have to go again because I didn't get in the water this time, but definitely next time. And, yeah, got to meditate, got to feel the breeze, the sand in your feet, and, good conversation, like type. So, what you grateful for?
Man, I'm grateful for, the past, present, and future. I'm grateful for the lessons that the past has taught me. I'm grateful for being present in the future. I mean, in the present. And I just look forward to my future. So I'm just that's what I'm grateful for. Another opportunities, another blessing. Every day is a new experience. Now I sound like I'm preaching, but shit, that's what I'm grateful for type shit. You got a couple of grateful for what they're grateful for on your story though, right? You had some of the homies put what they were grateful for. Some of them were saying, friends. Shout out all my real ones, CAB, Laid Back, Spitz, Gauze, the homies. Can't forget about Detta. She be hyping me up. But friends is very important. What are the ones you got on there?
I got friends, a new week, and everything.
How many of us have them?
And I like the everything one because I believe that we have to be grateful for everything. You have to literally, there's everything you can be grateful for. Like there's times where like I write down that I'm grateful for my bills.
Right. You're right, but that's almost like a cop out. Like, oh, who's your favorite rapper? Motherfuckers that say Jay-Z or Pac or Biggie. Like it's kind of like
I say Jay-Z.
It's kind of like a cliche, kind of like straight to the point answer. Or, I was reading this book earlier today, the 12-week year, and they were basically saying there's a quote in there that says, "I always wanted to be someone in my life. I wish I was just more specific on that stuff." So that's why I'm saying like everything is good and yes. I'm not taking away whoever you're grateful for, but just be a little bit more specific on everything. That's cool, but what is including everything, right?
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. I would challenge that person in saying that. But all blessings.
Of course you would.
I'm grateful for motherfuckers that's listening right now. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. Y'all better listen to my sister's fucking podcast. I need to stop playing.
And y'all better listen to my brother's new song that he just dropped called it's Lifestyle?
This Lifestyle. I was going to sing it, but the auto-tune ain't on, so y'all
Stop,
just need to...
Pop. You don't need auto-tune.
Come on, it's too wild. So, yeah, go check it out. Lifestyle is out now. And also the other songs that we've been dropping every week.
Every week.
Not for resale. Boss your life up. We out here. Since we out here giving shout-outs, man, shout out to the One Way family, Flight, and Boss May, Mr. C shit.
Shout out to them for real. Both. Excuse me. Oh, Lord Jesus.
I can't forget my RNT homies, man. Can't.
Shout out to all of them. They've been on, One Way, Flight, and Mr. C have both been on the podcast before, so shout out to them. They family once they've been on the podcast. So shout out to How. Make sure that you guys go listen to that. We normally post music that is dropping or has dropped on our Instagram stories. My Instagram story, Claudia Renee, 2 E's, 2 underscores at the end. Have 600, exactly how it sounds. And also, you can also check like on Twitter and stuff. I normally post as well, like anything that's WTW, Spitz does as well. I know a Flight does as well. Listen, if you follow us on Instagram and any of the platforms, you're gonna find the new music that we're dropping.
Yeah, and I want to get this in in the first 10 minutes because you right there. Yes, you. I know you hating on us, and that's cool. But you watching us right now, and we doing what you wish you could. I just want to say that.
Okay, I see that. Speaking of new music, the new Benny the Butcher album just dropped.
A whole lot of crime. Oh, I meant the gunshots. The butcher coming.
I was outside. I was outside smoking hookah when I first heard the project, and I was just like, why do I feel like I should be committing a crime or something as I'm listening to this? And it's because it's just, that's just what it is. That's what Benny's gonna give you. Actually, anybody in Griselda is gonna give you. They're gonna make you feel like, not that you should commit a crime, but they take you into that that mindset. They take you into that we out here getting it type of thing, and this is where we come from, and real gutter, real shit. Y'all know how I feel about Griselda. Benny the Butcher is no different. This project was produced. He collaborated with Hit Boy. Right?
Yeah, Hit Boy on the road.
Yeah.
Hit Boy question mark?
I don't know why, because there's Hit Boy, Boy Wonder, Hit Maker. So I want to be Audi Hit Audi.
Hey.
Let me learn how to make beats. Y'all, it's over for y'all. No, but I think Hit Boy did a really good job on every single one of the beats that I listened to on that project. There's we have some features from Rick Ross. We have Freddie Gibbs, Big Sean, Lil Wayne. Dom Kennedy is in the project. Of course, the Griselda Boys, West Side, and Conway. Queen Naja also was in it. And so yeah, so it's just a really good project. I really enjoy. I actually was doing my makeup for the show, listening to the project because I enjoyed it so much. And sometimes like I love R&B. Like do not get me wrong. I love R&B. I love my R&B playlist, and that's what I mainly listen to throughout the day, even at the nighttime. It helps me, calms me down, everything. But sometimes like I don't want to be in my feelings. Sometimes I want to be like in some gutter shit. Like I want to I want to just listen to something else. So I want to say thank you to Benny for that because it's a really good project, and shout out to Hit Boy as well.
Shout out to Hit Boy too, because he's getting Dom on these projects, and I know him and Dom got a working relationship. They already got 2 albums under the half a mil shit, so that's awesome. I haven't heard it, but everything that Claudia said is true. The shit that I was hearing coming out of her room, I thought it was Hova 9-6, honestly, because it just sounded hard, like it just sounded hard.
Yeah, actually, I'm happy that you mentioned that because as soon as I finished listening to it, I wanted to listen to Reasonable Doubt. And I don't know if it was because in some of the skits they use the same like voice or whatnot, but it really made me. I actually ended up listening to Reasonable Doubt a little bit. I think after like the 3rd listen of the album, I ended up listening to Reasonable Doubt. And then I literally went back to listening to it. I know Party Next Door also dropped a project, and I tried listening to it. But like I said, I wasn't trying to be in my feelings. I was trying to listen to the new Benny. And
Party Pack. Oh, I gotta listen to this.
There's a song in there that kind of sounds familiar, so I don't know.
I think it's Persian Rugs. I think that song been out.
No.
Oh.
It was the.
He also got a song here with Nipsey though.
Hold on, it was another song.
There's a song here with Nipsey, Quavo, and he got Yachty and Murder Beats on. Oh,
It was the West District.
Oh, the West District. Okay.
Yeah, that one kind of sounded familiar, like I had heard it before. So
this is funny. Like, the R&B Maverick offers up some
slick R&B Maverick
long-awaited treats.
Child, I guess. I'm not the biggest party.
it.
I'm not the biggest party fan, so I'm talking like an asshole right now.
I see what you're saying. Do you and we're actually talking about. I think this is a good little topic. That music kind of determines our energy a little bit.
Yeah.
And bruh, I was vibing off of the Bryson, bruh, but I did find myself a little bitter, lustful, or like
because Bryson will do that to you. You'll feel like fuck that bitch,
right,
and it's just like no, but or like you feel like okay. So for me, one of the songs that I listen to a lot is The Recipe by Sir, and this song just makes me sad because if you've never heard The Recipe by Sir, he's basically saying how, what we got is super cute and it's going super well, but you're not part of the recipe. So meaning I'm going to lead you on for as long as I can lead you on, but don't believe that we're going to be in a relationship. That song triggers me, but I love it and I listen to it all the time. And when somebody doesn't respond to a text message of mine, or takes a little longer than normal, I put The Recipe on and just make myself sad. And, so then I have to change that. And one of the songs that I've actually been doing that kind of like takes me out of that mood or mode or whatnot is a song called Beautiful. It's a beautiful remix by Mos Def, Talib Kweli, and Mary J. Blige. Guys, this song, first of all, I found it on Apple Music, so I'm so happy about that. It is just so beautiful. I'm getting ahead of myself because I want to talk about it a little bit later, but that's a song that I play to like get me out of that like sad bitterness type of love songs. And like, yeah. And then another song that I like to listen to is also Wake Up. Wake Up? No. It's because I'm fucking up the name. I want to sing it. Wake up, love. These sheets won't. The one by Tiana Taylor.
Yeah, featuring Amon Shumpert.
Yeah.
Ross in that one? No, Ross is not in that one.
No, Ross is in the one before. But real cool fun fact, because I saw Amon Shumpert on the 85 South show, and he explained on how that song, him being featured on that song, actually came about. Which was, he was at the studio with Tiana, and she had asked him to write a verse for him for that song. But I guess as he was reciting the verse, his voice like had a different tone to it, and she really liked it. It was like kind of raspy, kind of like a just woke up type of thing. So he ended up doing his verse. And if you've never heard the song, I recommend. I actually recommend the whole project, but I'm getting ahead of myself because that wasn't something that we were going to talk about. It's just such a good project. Like the whole project is so good. I listen to it all the time and I just love it. Shout out to Tatiana Taylor for that project. It's called The Album. So
since we getting shout out to Thundercat. I got into a deep dive on his discography, and I already knew he was immensely talented. I just haven't really heard some of his solo stuff, but man, shout out to Thundercat. He doing it, bruh.
Shout out Thundercat.
We gonna cook up soon.
Hold on, but I know y'all see me with my new mic though. Listen, we done came up in the game. Y'all don't understand how hard it was for me to let go of my gold mic though. They were like, do you want quality or do you want gold? And I was just like, but gold, like the mic on here is gold. Like,
bruh, we'll get someone to paint that shit gold. We'll spray paint it gold.
Like we have a gold mic, and I was just like her, and in the end it doesn't matter because like I hear what you guys hear, so I know how it sounds. And listen, I really like how it sounds, so no complaints here. Thank you God and thank you Jesus for this brand new mic. I should have said that's something else that I'm grateful for as well, is this brand new mic, because I really like how it sounds. So Ari Lennox actually dropped a couple of songs this week. Y'all know how I feel about Ari Lennox, but she dropped it on her secret SoundCloud page. Secret. Can't tell you guys what it is. I posted it on my Instagram story, so if you missed it, sucks for you. But she dropped a song called Cognac Eyes, and I loved it. Something I'm noticing is that she's using food or drinks to describe something, because like cognac eyes is just, dark eyes and majestic eyes that just take you under a spell.
Shit, or the eyes that you have when you're off the cognac though too.
Well, I know that's right.
Right, a little bit, maybe a little bit more on demon time.
Ooh.
Than to be expected. Or do women call it? Do women call it demon time still?
I think that's what the streets are calling it, Hav. Okay. But yeah, she dropped that song, and then finding her secret SoundCloud page, I was able to find some other songs that she has as well. So that made me really excited, because if y'all have been listening to this podcast, I've been yearning for more Ari Lennox, and I found at least 6 or 7 tracks on there that aren't anywhere else. So if you haven't found the Ari Lennox secret SoundCloud page, DM me, ask me about it, or maybe just search for Cognac Eyes on SoundCloud and you'll be able to find it.
And she got my new favorite song, what, a Pikachu Attack on that bit?
Yes, the Pikachu song, Pikachu, hold on.
It's Pikachu Attack, wasn't it?
Yeah, she has that song hold on.
On the Hush Hush
She
SoundCloud.
has, it's a thing called,
Yeah.
Hold the fuck up.
Oh, they don't. The secret has
Hold
went
on.
out.
No. I got it.
Dreamville said,
yeah, it is
y'all need to
Pikachu
relax.
Attack. She has Waiting, which I really, really like, Manchester Boy, Cognac Eyes, and Blue Slushy. What's funny is that when she dropped Cognac Eyes, guys, it had 600 listens. It has 43.2K listens right now. That's insane. This is supposed to be a secret page. That's like the funniest part, is that this is a secret page. And then she even said it. She was just like, dang, like I got, people fucking, like they done found the page. So I've just found it right now on the computer. So imagine, play a little of the Cognac Eyes, but it's like
spin that thing around like vinyl. High notes.
It's the ambition hour.
that shit goes so hard. No, Hav, this is on SoundCloud. We won't even get flagged.
Fuck that, man. I don't know. I don't know what Dreamville got going on, bruh. I'm speculating that some of this shit is gonna be uploaded sooner or later. I don't know. I don't know if Tidal's gonna get the exclusive. How they did that the J Electronica shit. So I don't know. I'd rather just put our tags. And anyways, they hearing it on.
They hearing it on here. I know that's right, Hav. Let them know, Hav. Let them know. All right. So that was an
super exclusive.
Super exclusive from the Ambition Hour podcast.
See, the thing, Claudia, you forgot the part of the story where Ari sent this to you first.
That's right.
Right?
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want other people to get jealous.
Right. You didn't want to be big. See, she's a humble host. She's a humble host, y'all.
Yeah, and since I'm always doing my job,
always on the job.
Always on the job. I got to watch the Charm City Kings movie, which is the Meek Mill movie.
Round of applause for Meek.
It's not the Meek Mill movie, but y'all know that Meek Mill is in the movie.
Yeah. No, but when a rapper is in a movie,
it's usually like his movie.
That's that Above the Rim. That's Pac's movie.
Like
that's
right.
Shit like that.
But definitely. So I got to watch this movie, and without, I guess, spoiling it for anybody.
Yeah. What's your review on it? Yeah. Or what say we're gonna say? ISO.
No, you're good, because I don't want to spoil it for you. I was about to say, fuck the people. No, I care about y'all. I don't want to spoil it for y'all, but we can.
Fuck them kids.
We can always do like a spoiler, type of thing, and then you can just skip over this. But then I can't do that because of Hav, so I'm not gonna spoil anything. My honest review is it was a really good movie. There was good lessons in it. You were able to kind of see the different dynamics of, this smart kid from the hood and what he had gone through, what his family had gone through after losing his brother, and, him looking up to his brother. And then I feel like Meek just played his part very, very well. I mean, he played an ex-con who's on parole and ends up taking, this kid under his wing and, helping him. And then you find out later why he's helping him. And there's unfortunate death in the movie. There's, different lessons. There's a little bit of love in there.
They kill Baby G.
Baby G. Not Baby G. Anybody for Baby G.
We going to the ship.
Hey, we going to the ship. Speaking of the ship. But yeah, so make sure that you guys go ahead and check that out. Charm City Kings. It's weird because Charm City Kings is nowhere in the movie.
Like see a charm.
Yeah, the name of the crew is MNC, so it's Midnight Crew. So I was confused. I didn't understand where the Charm City Kings came from. I may have to watch the movie again. I know Spitz loved the movie. He said he was going to watch it again. See, this is why you can't give people your password.
And that's very big coming from Spitz, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, for real. Sorry, guys. I just dropped something I didn't want because it has water in it. I didn't want it spilling all over. But yeah, so it was a really good movie. Make sure that you guys go ahead and check it out.
I got a sip of water in there.
I'm not a movie reviewer or anything, and you don't have to pay attention to my, reviews, but check it out and see for yourself. It is a little lengthy. It was a little 2 hours,
Was it slow or was it? Did you feel the time or? Okay.
I didn't feel the time. Okay. I thought I was going to. I honestly thought that I was going to feel the time, but I didn't.
Saw that runtime, you're like. Ugh.
I was like, ooh, 2 hours. But then I've been
That's
watching.
4 episode of Girlfriends.
You feel me? I'm almost done with Girlfriends. I think I'm on season 7. Fuck that water bottle. I'm on season 7 already, and I think I have a couple more episodes to finish season 7, and then season 8 is the last season. But yeah, that's exactly what I thought. I was just like, man. But since it was raining, I wanted to like watch something and like just enjoy it. I got hungry midway, so I had to eat. That was the only thing that kind of slowed it down for me. Was I was just like, damn, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat. So I did that. But yeah, so make sure that you check it out. It's a really good movie. You can watch it. I think it's even good for like kids to watch. I don't know what it's rated, but I didn't see anything there that was like crazy.
You ain't got no kids, Claudia. You can't say that.
Fine.
No, I'm kidding.
I was just saying.
No, well, it's on HBO. It's not an ad, but HBO. This is where the ad could be.
I mean, yeah, if y'all want to give me a promo code for HBO Max.
Or just pay for HBO Max.
That's not bad either, Hav. So the Lakers won the 2019-2020 championship.
Hey, shout out J.R. Smith, champion. JaVale McGee, champion.
LeBron James, champion. AD, champion.
Four-time champion.
Congrats
to AD. Congrats also to Rob Pelinka, the boy, Jeannie Buss, and the Buss family. Cool. You know, hey, being a Heat guy, hey, we know how to. Go ahead, Claudia. We know how to lose. You know, we have class.
I'm joking. So okay, so y'all remember that I predicted this because your girl's a basketball prophet, and I did say that it was gonna be the Heat and the Lakers at the end.
Vegas who?
That it was gonna be the Heat and the Lakers at the end. Why? Because obviously I saw something in the beginning of the season, at least at the beginning of the bubble, that I believe both of the teams would be in. Also, of course, you know, being growing up a Laker fan, you would like for them to be, you know, winning the year that, you know, we unfortunately lost Kobe.
Of course.
So that's something that's big. Also, you know, the Lakers haven't won a championship since 2010. Not saying that they needed another one, but I mean, sometimes it's time, you know? Sometimes it's time for a team to win a championship. Unfortunately, it happened to a Miami team. And some people were questioning my Miami card and were saying that I needed to get it under, what is it? Under
supervision.
Not under supervision, a review.
Under review.
Under review.
Uncle Luke will have to look it over.
Yeah, like yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I'm just here to say that I was very happy that the Lakers won.
I wasn't salty. Rajon Rondo, you know, there's a couple players on that team just, you know, deserve a championship.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm also like kind of off of the hate LeBron bandwagon. Like a lot of y'all starting to hate him now. So like I'm about to like, but I never hated him or anything like that. But just
I genuinely hated him actually at one point in his career. I genuinely hated him. I just it was just like he was just too much.
Yeah, because a lot of people gave him a lot of backlash on like his MVP speech and just how he was talking afterwards. They're saying that he, you know, sense of arrogance and all that stuff. Listen, man, you a 4-time champion. You won in every single stage of your career. You also, bro, like he's the player that they said you're the next one and actually was the next one.
Yeah.
They fucking say that about every other kid that's coming out and then they bust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he came with all that pressure.
Yeah, and has delivered for 17 years.
17.
Because he's been playing for a very long time. For me, I feel like it's just gotten to the point where I've just seen him grow up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I've just seen him come out of high school, you know, play for Cleveland. Exactly. Because LeBron's only like 4 or 5 years older than me. So, of course, like we grew up the same. Maybe not, I didn't get the millions. But I feel like, you know, now at this point in my life, he's like a homeboy that I basically saw go to the league, get what he's doing. I haven't talked to him since high school, but that's
usually how it goes.
That's usually how it goes. Like you just see them, you know, from a distance. You see them shining. And so that's awesome. So congratulations to the Lakers. Like how I've said, the whole Laker organization. Listen, the Miami
Frank
Heat,
Vogel.
man.
Come on.
They played their hearts out. Like,
don't worry. We got it next.
Like they played their hearts out. They played how they were supposed to play. Unfortunately, the last game 6 did not go well for them. With that really big lead that the Lakers had. It was like 30 points at one point. And I know that the Heat didn't want that. You know, I know that they were working hard to avoid that. I know they wanted to push a game 7. And I know right now that they're all working their asses off for next year because, hey, man, just because you don't win it one year doesn't mean you're not going to win it the next year. And next year, hopefully, we're out of the bubble. So maybe it's going to be a little bit different for a lot of these teams.
We get a couple other players.
Yeah, you just never know with basketball. That's why I love it. I fucking love basketball. I'm so sad that it's over. I do want to also say that
shout out Spolstra Nostra and Pat the Rat.
Yes, sir. And the whole time that the Lakers, the whole time that the whole league was in the bubble, not one positive case of coronavirus happened.
Coronavirus.
So that raises the question, shall the NBA run the country? Because
What the fuck?
not one positive case, bro. There was 6,500 people in the bubble.
Adam Silver for president.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to fuck up his name, but I know that's what his name, because that's what I was thinking, and then I'm just like, let me just say the NBA, because
Yeah, no, that
6,500 people and not one person got a positive.
no Rona or with Rona. I think that they should kind of bubble up, or like the playoffs are in Vegas. You know what I mean? Or like the playoffs are in Hawaii, or like a location playoffs. So everybody's there at that location. So there's no like home game travels and all that shit. And I don't know. I thought that was like a real cool way to do the playoffs. It was like new. And it was like quick. I felt like we got to the finals quick. We had a brief pause there. Milwaukee taking a stand for injustice happening once again, which was cool. But I still felt like it went rather swiftly, and it was still a lot of great basketball being played.
Mm-hmm. And it was a lot more concentration, like we've been saying for the past, I don't know, since the bubble started. It was just, we also were saying how it kind of forced the players to play the real game without the people there, and without the distraction of even their family. So
since we're on the NBA, insider news, the Warriors.
This Justin.
The Warriors have been in their own bubble.
They have. It's the double.
Dubs up. It's the double. They've been there. Stephen Curry and Draymond are not there, but the boy Klay Thompson is back. He's healthy.
If I don't know, we're also Golden State Warrior fans, so.
Yeah, we know we fucked up, but y'all got to deal with this.
We
later.
got 3 different teams. Who the fuck cares?
Exactly. Yeah. Fuck you and your one team. But yeah. So it's gonna be interesting.
Imagine growing up this way.
It's gonna be interesting with the Warriors back in the mix next year. I'm excited. I'm excited to see Steph and Klay play again.
I am as well. Something that I did want to point out before we get onto the next topic, because I just saw something on Twitter that's really funny, but it's not funny, but it happens. Okay, so they actually had 2K, and you know the jumbotrons. They were playing 2K on that in the double. I saw it on Instagram. I thought that was so cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? Imagine playing 2K on those big ass fucking.
No, just imagine playing 2K with like an NBA player though. You know what I mean? Like
that's
I don't
cool.
know.
That is kind of cool.
That's probably an experience the 2K should think about.
They should. It be like an addition to something,
or like, you know, they got these pro players, or like, you know,
or players should like do like, can't they do like a Twitch thing?
That would be cool. Yeah. Like if you had
and
like
then
a gamer
like
guy, like, you know.
Yeah, and then like you just send him a request and play him on live or something like
right,
that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that would be cool.
I don't think Jimmy Butler plays, but like let's say like Jimmy Butler invites fucking Chris Paul, and him and Chris Paul play a game together. That would be pretty sick.
I was saying more along the lines of maybe Chris Paul and like a fan, or like somebody who plays 2K or something like that.
That would be the easy way to do it too.
Yeah.
It would be entertaining if you see both of them though, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's always entertaining, seeing basketball players interact with one another when it's not on the court, because they are, in fact, people. They're not just basketball players.
Yeah.
So
Odell, he's not on Twitch. I think he's on YouTube, but he's been streaming him playing Black Ops.
Cool.
So yeah, just another thing to do. I don't know. Like,
I mean, yeah, because right now.
Yeah, because right now well, yeah, the NFL season's still going on. My bad. I was like, is Odell even playing right now? But
wait, Kanye just dropped a song?
Kanye
called Na Na Na.
Kanye dropped. I don't know. I didn't. This is news to me.
I just saw it right now. They just posted it 13 minutes ago on Tidal. Okay, so what I saw on Twitter was somebody texted this person. I guess they were going out on a date. And the person said, "Hey, I gotta cancel our park date today. No need to reschedule. Best of luck with everything." Damn.
The park date.
The no need to reschedule though.
That was.
I mean, it's good to be honest though. I know.
I mean, yeah. Don't waste my time.
Yeah, I know the last time that I had to like tell a person like I don't see a future, like I felt amazing after. Maybe not. Amazing sounds bad. because this is like, aha, I broke your heart, maybe. No. It felt like liberating. It felt like, wow, I was able to really say this without really feeling bad and without wasting my time and without wasting the other person's time. So I feel that, man. It'd be like that. I wanted to share something before we continued going in some of the other topics that I have for you guys. Because last night, y'all know I like to listen to my sermons on YouTube. I go to church on YouTube. And last night my mind was like going crazy before I went to bed. And I had a horrible migraine before going to bed. So those two combos don't really work very well sometimes because you're constantly overthinking and then you have a migraine. So you're just like constantly like you're thinking about the pain, then you're thinking about what you're overthinking, and then the pain gets harder and you've already taken something to help with the pain and it's not helping. So I ended up turning on, because the church that I listen to, that I attend virtually, they do this thing on Thursdays called Activate LA.
Why don't you invite them to that church, Claudia?
Yeah, okay, so the church that I go to, guys, is One LA. You guys can find them on YouTube under One LA. Let me see, because I don't want to be wrong. I think it's actually under the Potter's House, but I'm gonna let you guys know. You guys can also just search for like Sarah Jakes Roberts, or you can also search for Pastor Torrey Roberts, which if you put two and two together in A Little Bad Weather, they're husband and wife. Oh man. But yeah, so
yeah, you're more than welcome to join Claudia in her sermons when they're live. So
yeah, okay, yeah.
Go to church with Claudia.
Yes. Okay. So it's the page is the Potter's House at One LA. That's the YouTube page where you guys can actually virtually attend mass. They have masses at different times. The time that I normally do, which is on Eastern specific time, it's normally at 12 p.m. that they have it. And then I know, because it's a 3-hour difference. So they have, I think, what's minus 12, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so it's 9 a.m. California time, West Coast time, 12 o'clock East Coast time. So that's the time that I normally have it, but they have different schedules on Sundays. We're actually doing, Pastor Torrey is doing a series on anointing. And wow, it is so beautiful. I wish I had brought my notebook with me so I could share what I have been learning as far as anointing. And basically, like, anointing, if you don't know, it's like it's the anointing is so beautiful. Like it's what he says is that's basically what you want the most in life, is to be anointed and to have an anointing and to follow the faith and to be the person that just believes no matter what. And so it's beautiful. So I love it. So yeah, just come attend church with me one day. But so on Thursday nights, they also do is called Activate LA, which they have one at 8 p.m., which is 8 p.m. West Coast time, which is eventually 11 p.m. East Coast time. So I listened to the sermon, and it was by somebody else. I'm not sure the name, but I fell asleep listening to the sermon, not because it was boring, but because it just brought me so much peace. But I was able to screen record this one part that stood out to me the most, which is the enemy is trying to shut you up because he knows that there is power in what you say. And the enemy is only as strong as you are silent. So when I see this and when I heard this, as a person who speaks weekly on a podcast, and sometimes when I feel like I don't know what it is that I can say, I now feel that it's the enemy who knows that whatever it is that I do or whatever it is that I say, the universe is just going to respond to it and is just going to change and move anything that is in my way. So that's why the enemy wants me to be silent. But the devil is a lie. I'll tell you that right now. The devil is a lie. So yeah, so whenever you guys have a chance, just go ahead and subscribe to their YouTube channel. Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts did an amazing sermon at her father's church, which is, I think, Texas, One LA, because they have like a Potter's House in Texas, which is her father's, and then they have one in LA, and then they have one in Denver. So yeah, they just have different ones. And I wanted to also share something else that my dad said. Let me see if I can find it real quick. My dad said, there's only one way to fix the past, and that's to fix you. So a lot of the times we talk about here, and oh my God, I can't believe that I haven't thanked Nikki B for coming last week. We had an awesome episode with Nikki B. If you haven't checked that episode out, make sure that you check that out. It was so informative. It was so refreshing. It was so re-energizing, and it was just great. So make sure that you guys go ahead and check that episode out. And it's like the whole thing about generational curses and breaking that, and a lot of what comes from that is the childhood trauma. We have to let go of the childhood trauma. Number one that we have to do is we always have to acknowledge it and know that it is there. Talk to our inner child and see what our inner child is going through, and see what our inner child needs to become and feel better. Because sometimes what ends up happening is that we completely forget that our inner child is there, but your inner child is never gone just because you are an adult. Because sometimes that inner child can come back sad and then cause you depression. And then so Hav actually said this yesterday, and he just stepped out right now, but Hav just said this last night, and it was basically like the past gives you depression, the future gives you anxiety, so it's important for you to stay in the present. So Hav said that yesterday, and it just stuck to me because, man, when I tell you that the past be haunting my dumb ass for no reason. And the reason why he said that was because I was upset at a specific person because of the past. And I was holding our past together against them as who they are now. Not, you know what I mean? Like I'm looking at them as the person who hurt me, who did X, Y, and Z to me, and now like they're a completely different person, but I'm not looking at them that way. I'm looking at them as, you know, who they were and how they treated me and how they hurt me, X, Y, and Z. So that's why it's good to be around people that are going to help you, or not help you, but are going to be real and going to have these type of conversations with you. I feel like it's so important. So yeah, so the saying that my dad had said was really good, because it goes back to the whole childhood trauma and fixing who you are and moving forward and learning more and new things and things that are going to push you into the greater purpose of who it is that you are. So I just felt like that was so important to share with you guys, because of course my main thing that I always say about the Ambition Hour podcast is a podcast that is going to help you become the best version of yourself. Now, whether it be just getting some new music in your phone, whether it be getting, now y'all got a new church. I've always talked about church, but I've never shared it like Hav made me share it. I think that was great. Thank you for that, Hav. I just usually say like the pastor's names and stuff like that.
We was talking about the NBA, but why not go to church with Claudia? I think like what's better than that, right?
Yes, and I'm so proud of myself because I've been paying tithes. And if you don't know what tithes are, it's like the offering that you pay or whatever. And
see, that word was a little close, so I was like, wait, hold on. You paying who?
Yeah.
And how much?
Yeah, so I've been paying the tithes, and it just feels so good to pay them. Like I would always see, because they used to do the tithes at the end of the end, and then one time because they always started off with it now. So then I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna pay my tithes this week. I'm gonna pay them. It's not for me, it's for God. So, it's for God. That's what I keep telling myself. So I feel very good about doing that. But yeah, so that was there's just a couple of things, like little points that I wanted to bring up. And yesterday it was funny because my sister was here, and we were talking about hypothetical situations. And it's funny because okay, so some of the hypothetical situations that she was giving me was just like too much. It's like, number one, I already think about these things. They already drive me crazy. They already make me curious on what's going to happen, what will happen. And of course, when they're hypothetical, you know that it's not true, but then you're like, but what if it happens this way? You know what I mean? And so it's like a double-edged sword when you talk about hypothetical situations. And yesterday I felt like I was in a bind having this conversation, and because it was basically like okay, so what if so and so moved down here and and this and that and and you're just like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, I'm trying to really live in the present moment, and I'm really not trying to focus on the future. Like, I'm focused when I'm focused on my future, I'm focused the most on the podcast and the future of the podcast and the label. That's what that's the future that I genuinely care about. As far as my dating life goes, even work, I'm not in charge of those things. Like, I am just not. So I kind of am, though. If you really think about it, I kind of am, because I can decide to not entertain anybody. But yeah, I just confused myself with this whole hypothetical thing because I don't want to say what the hypotheticals were.
Right. No incrimination.
Yeah,
no
like, I don't want to
incrimination.
say what the hypotheticals were, but
I'll put the beat button if anything.
it's just like, it was just too much, man. And it just like made me think, and I already think so much.
Yeah. You can't get caught up in the hypotheticals though too, if we want to
Like,
talk about it.
yeah, like I just can't, because that's not what's happening at this moment. Like, I kind of like really like what's going on in this moment. Like, I don't want to think about, 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, another year from now, as far as this hypothetical situation it is that you're talking about. Because listen, we didn't know that we were going to end up having a freaking virus that turned into a pandemic that had people quarantined for however long, that basketball was going to be in a bubble. Like, no one planned that. No one knew that. So you just never know. And then the hypothetical is just like, I guess, yeah, to prepare yourself. But at the end of the day, what are you really preparing yourself for? Something that might not happen?
Right. Yeah.
Nobody got time for that.
I don't.
I sure don't. But it was a great conversation talking to my sister because, of course, I got to tell her, my things. It was funny because I had went to dinner with her and her wife and a friend of hers the other night, and I wanted to talk to her, just me and her, because sometimes you need that. Like, you just need a open conversation with your best friend. And I didn't get that because, of course, there was other people around, so you can't just be like talking about like your own shit. That's very selfish. And then have everyone else in the background all up in your business. So especially with my sister and her hypothetical ass. So I was able to talk to her and just like tell her everything, and it was great. Guys, if you don't have somebody that you can talk to like that, my DMs are always open. Yeah, I like to help people however it is that I can, and sometimes people just need somebody that listens to them. And I was noticing the other day that I'm a really good listener. I love to talk. Oh man, I love to talk. I do. If you guys have seen, I do a whole hour of this podcast with no problem whatsoever. But I do like to listen. And I feel like the podcast has actually taught me how to become a better listener. Because when we have guests, I have to like not force myself, but I have to learn to listen to them, because I never know what they're going to say that's going to spark something in my mind that is going to become a great question. You know what I mean? So I've learned to become a better listener. I've also learned how to become a better communicator thanks to the podcast, because I'm the type that I'll like feel some type of way and get really upset. And the petty in me doesn't allow me to communicate it without sounding like a bitch. So with the podcast, I had to learn how to communicate how I felt without coming off as a bitch. Because that's never my intention. My intention is never to be a mean person. It's just I get very passionate, or I get very how can I say? I get very transparent. Like, I say exactly what's on my mind, and then it doesn't come off well for some people. So the podcast has definitely taught me all of those things. But yeah, so if I guess another tip that I can give you guys for this episode is to become a better listener. You just never know what somebody is going through, and you just never know what that person telling you all of these things is a great way for you to listen, to understand, and in turn have better communication with them, because sometimes people feel like they're not being listened to. Like, people, your strong friends. Mm-hmm. like we all have our strong friends, right? Sometimes you're the strong friend, and you sometimes feel like nobody listens to you because you are the strong friend, you know? So whether you are the strong friend or whether you're not the strong friend, you need to learn how to listen, because you just never know. Someone might drop a clue that is telling you that they're not doing well. And I'm not saying that you have to fix it, because we're not here to fix other people, but we're also here to help people adapt and change what it is that they may need to change to make their life better, to make their experience on this earth a little bit better. Because listen, uno nunca sabe what the other person is going through. You just never know. And that's what's scary.
Yeah. I mean, that is.
That is.
We don't know what other people are thinking either while we're talking, while we're speaking, how they're getting what we're saying at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, we could have, like, I'm in the room right now as Claudia's doing this, and I could take it one way, and you as the viewer could take it another way. And,
Yeah.
And that's what's beautiful, though, and that's what makes us human, and it's great. But it's also that a little unsuring.
Yeah. This just came into my mind right now. And so about a month and change ago, I went to like a little get together at a friend's house, and I got to meet this guy, and he had an awesome spirit. Like, first person that I meet when I walk into, like, I'm going to this get together without really knowing anybody, and you know, like, I meet this person, I end up talking to them, I end up joking around with them. It was funny because I told him why I wasn't smoking, and I giggled a little bit when I said it was because of God that I was giving up smoking. And he's like, what did you think, that we were going to laugh at you because you gave up smoking for God? And I'm like, well, yeah, some people are like that. So, and just like later, like throughout the whole night, just like seeing this person's personality just shine through, and they're the type of person that just leaves a mark on you. And, I found out probably, has it been? Yeah, probably like 2 weeks after that, I would say, because I met him September 2nd, and I think it was like the 16th. I think it's been like a month already since he unfortunately decided to take his life. And so the person who I met him through, like, hearing him talk about it, and just like, I would have never thought that he was going through what he was going through enough for him to, you know, be taking his life, because he was my strong friend. He was the one who, when I was going through stuff, I was talking to him about it and things like that. So I think about that, and I think about how you can meet a person and you can feel like they're good and they're so full of life and all of these things, and they don't feel the same way about themselves. So it's very important to listen, to ask questions, to pay attention. Ask people, like, if you feel like something is wrong, just ask somebody. Ask them, like, hey, are you good? Is there something that you need that's going to help you with your mind? Are you feeling down? Are you feeling something? And I know last month was suicide. I think it was suicide something month. I don't want to get it wrong. I think it was either suicide prevention, suicide awareness month. Exactly. Thank you, Hav. Suicide awareness month.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
I know, that's exactly why we pay you the big bucks, Hav. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. And I do want to say to rest in peace to Tariq Jackson. So it was a pleasure meeting you, and I'm sad that I don't get to see you again, like ever again. That just makes me really sad, because he was such a great person. Like, it's crazy how you meet a person one time and you just know, like, that one time that the next time that you see them is going to be awesome, you know? But yeah, so to end the episode on this note is a little sad, but I did want to bring it up because of what we were talking about, you know, we talked about the enemy. I don't think you were here, Hav, when I mentioned this, but I'm going to read it one more time because I feel like it's a really great way to end it. And it is, I'm ready. The enemy is trying to shut you up because he knows that there is power in what you say. And the enemy is only as strong as you are silent. So
That's why I said before in the 10 minutes, you know. And we know. But just know.
yeah.
That was a lot of like
They know.
you know.
Shawty Low. R.I.P. to Shawty Low too,
R.I.P.
man.
to Shawty Low. that's a Fendi. But yeah, they trying to silence you, or the enemy is gonna want to divert you, or not gonna want you to surpass them, right? They want you to be in that comfort zone because that's where they are. And sometimes the enemy doesn't have to be someone external. It could be internal. It could be your own self. It could be your own brain. It could be your own hypotheticals. It could be all that, you know. And I say this to want to keep myself more on point. Maybe it could help you. Even though I struggle with it day by day and stuff like that, I am Kobe Bryant at beating myself up, bruh. You know, I am Kobe Bryant at that. So, but fuck that. The enemy can't silence us. Won't silence us. We going for not 100 more, 1,000 more episodes of the Ambition Hour podcast. And you guessed it, the fucking Dub is gonna remain the fuck up. So shut the fuck up.
Oh, that's right. And on that note, guys, we are still in a pandemic, so make sure that you wash your hands, wash your ass, mind your business, drink your water.
Drink it up.
And for the 142nd time in the motherfucking row, it's your girl, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves with my co-host, Top 600.
Dubs.
And we are out of here.
I'm straight. It's
I always
the
do some
Ambition
weird ass
Hour,
shit at the
baby.
end for no
It's
reason.
the Ambition Hour, baby. It's the Ambition Hour, baby.
You rocking the saddle? You a cowgirl? Hey, Claudia the Stallion.
I know that's right.